It's the GK show here on Galway FM, and you might remember last week I was telling you to tune in to the Fat Fighters on Channel 4 because it's a really, really great show. It's kind of taken TV world by storm. A lot of people talking about it, especially on the social networks. And have a listen, see if this reminds you of last week's show.
This London gym is home to 4 very unique personal trainers. They're the Fat Fighters, and they want us all to be fit for 2012.
To be the best, you have to work for it. You have to give it 100% of everything you have. No more blubber. No more fat.
I've used like every little bit of reserved energy that they've got, and then I make them do some more.
I can't, mate. The arm's gone.
No, you ain't. You've got loads in the tank.
I think I might intimidate guys a little bit. Well, that's what I've been told.
Jump, jump, here we go!
I take my job very seriously, but I don't take myself seriously, and I think that is why it's so fun to train with me.
Over the next few weeks, they'll be letting you in on training secrets to help you shape up, no matter what your body type.
Well, the Fat Fighters every Tuesday night on Channel 4 goes to air at 8 o'clock, and I'm delighted now to be joined by 2 of the instructors from the Fat Fighters, the very lovely Tamaya and the very scary Dan. Hello, guys.
Hello, Garry. How are you?
I'm great. Listen, we've seen 2 episodes so far, and I think it's a brilliant idea. Everyone wants to shed a few pounds. They always pile them up over the Christmas. The whole idea of the show is really to encourage the nation to lose a few pounds.
Yeah, the show's basically designed to inspire people, to motivate people, and also just to let people know that you don't need to be so serious. You can actually have a bit of fun while you train, and there's so many ways that you can do it to make it enjoyable for yourselves.
Now, Tamaya, you say don't take it too seriously. You're very good at actually bringing a positive side to training. You were doing your boober size last week and the cheerleading and stuff like that, whereas Dan would have a more military style approach. Is it important that you all have sort of different personalities so you know the best way of getting someone to train?
I think it's really important that there's someone for everyone out there. Obviously, Dan has his client base, and those people like being trained in that way, in the military way. And I have my client base that, predominantly female, some gay men, some straight men, who really want a softer approach, someone who can really take care of them. And Dan, obviously, with best interests at heart, wants to really push them to their limits.
My clients come to me because they want more intense, more advanced, they want demoralising, they want punishing.
Oh, even to hear you, scary Dan.
Well, I tell you what, Dan, I wouldn't like to be trained by you. I think you'd just make me cry.
Oh, well, I'd love to be trained by you because you'd make me feel lovely and fluffy.
But Tamaya, be honest, you actually ended up having someone getting sick all over you.
Yeah, I did. I had someone projectile vomit all over me. It wasn't a pretty sight. I wasn't very happy. I was wearing some really nice clothes at the time as well. So, yeah, I had to get the smell of vomit off me.
So you're a tough cookie as well.
Definitely. I mean, you've seen the dancey side of me, but yeah, I can, I have my way of making people work really, really hard without knowing it, because I've always got a bit of a smile on my face, so they don't realise how evil I can actually be.
Dan, tell us, you have a connection with Galway.
The connection was a Mayo girl, mate.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, no, not really. She was crazy.
I have to be careful what I say in case our Mayo listeners are tuned in. But you used to live in Galway for a few years.
That's right, yeah, I did, for about 4 years.
Any things in particular you miss about Galway?
Yeah, I miss the clutter, I miss the way of life there, the friendly atmosphere. Everyone was always perky and cheerful, which was nice. And it's a bit different in London, a bit more intense, is it? Yeah, in London it's a bit more colder. People aren't generally so chatty, friendly, smiley, But over there it was lovely and friendly. I did like that. I miss that a lot.
Good. I'll tell you something, Garry.
Yeah?
I've got a bit of a soft spot for the Irish accent.
And what about my accent?
Well, you're doing wonders for me. It's lovely. You can talk to me all day.
Perfect. Listen, what I want to get off you as well is a few tips, because what I do like about the show as well is you tell people they don't have to be going to the gym all the time. You show them how they can actually do some of the exercises at home. So what I want to know is, what is the thing that works for people and what goes wrong for people that they end up not losing weight, or why do they give up after a few weeks?
Well, I'd say that it's willpower. My favourite saying in the whole wide world is that your mind controls your body. So if you're disciplined in your head, it will show in your body. If you really want to do something, you've got to put your mind to it, and you can't give up, and consistency is the key.
Usually it's just a New Year resolution. People just feel, they've been stuffing and drinking and all the rest of it over Christmas and New Year, so they feel guilty and want to join up to a gym in January. But usually they fall by the wayside purely because they have no motivation. They have no interest in really doing it. They get a little bit lazy and then they're back on the wagon again.
So how often should people be training a week?
I would say a minimum at least 3 times a week.
And I would say, how long's a piece of string? Just keep yourself moving.
Okay. Listen, people knew as well that we'd be talking to you on the show this week, and a few emails came in. But one of the, I suppose, most common questions that people were sending in to me during the week was, what's the story with protein shakes and fat burners? Do they really work? And if so, when should you take them?
Oh, yeah, they got an essential part to play in all training, depending on what you want to do, obviously. But protein shakes, the body can't digest food for up to an hour after exercise. So by having a protein shake, the food has already been digested down for you into the protein powder formula, and then when you drink it down, the body can absorb it, so the muscles are getting the nutrition that they need. Fat burners, they're ideal for in the morning. They'll get your metabolism up, fired up really early, and help turn all your muscles into fat burners, so you'll burn calories throughout the day.
I think, Gary, that's really good advice from Dan, but a lot of my clients don't use fat burners. They don't have protein shakes straight after their workout. But I say to them, if they're getting their protein in their daily diet, if they're having enough protein and they're eating well and they're keeping a clean diet, then, everything should be fine and they should be able to achieve their goals. But as Dan said, it's always helpful to do that as well.
It really depends on what your goals you want to achieve.
And is it an urban myth, or is it true that if you do a really intensive 50-minute workout, that there's a window for 45 minutes afterwards where you can't actually put on any fat, that whatever food you ingest, your body can't turn into fat because it's looking for so many carbohydrates and protein to fuel itself?
I would disagree.
Yeah, that's a myth.
So you can't have any bars of chocolate after training as a treat?
That's an absolute myth. I mean, there is a window. It's what we call the window of opportunity straight after your training, and you've got about 3 hours to absorb as much protein as you can in a shake so that you can help your muscle fibers recover and regenerate and recruit more muscle fibers. So that's what we call the window of opportunity, and that's approximately 3 hours after your training session. But no, I wouldn't recommend people going out and eating loads of toffee and chocolate fudge cakes after their workout, thinking it won't affect them.
There'll be no Guinness battered fish after. Put it that way.
Exactly. Okay, we'll just have a quick listen to what took place on last Tuesday night's show, which was episode 2 in the series.
Mum Sally was a size 18 and around 5 stone overweight. Her daughter Janae was a size 22 and a staggering 20 stone. Unchecked, she risked taking 10 years off her lifespan.
How are they doing? What are you expecting today? Here they are.
I think they've done incredibly well.
So you're 100% pleased with them?
Well, one thing I just really disappointed that Sally couldn't give up smoking. And
you can't blame yourself for that, though, Garry.
Yeah, it's moment of truth. Your weight was 20 stone 0.6. Okay. Today we will find out what you're weighing. 1726. Right now it's your mother's turn. I just will remind you that your weight used to be 13.12. Let's see what is today. 1208. Between two of you, we lost 5.5 stone. I mean, I'm just so proud. 5.5 stone.
Well, there you go. That was mother and daughter, Sally and Janae, being weighed in. Altogether, they lost 5.5 stone over a 3-month period, which was absolutely remarkable. Is it easier, guys, for someone who's largely obese to lose weight compared to someone who just is in decent enough shape but just wants to kind of maybe shed 5-10 pounds coming up to a special event?
No, it should make no difference to who you are or what you are or what you do or what size you are. You're going to lose weight regardless, as long as you diet and exercise right.
And it just depends on your body type as well. And some people might think that if you're bigger, you can lose weight or fat more easily, and it's not the case. It might just be more visible to see on someone who's much more obese. But, the equation works the same for everyone.
And finally, for those who kind of started up gym memberships as part of their New Year's resolution, you don't really see the weight coming off the scales for the first few weeks. Would that be true?
No, that's rubbish. You lose the most weight in the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it's for me. I don't know about you, Dan, but for me, that it's more about how your clothes fit, and how you feel inside as a person rather than what the numbers of the digital scale is telling you. I'm sure you'll agree with me, Dan.
Absolutely, Tamaya. Yeah, definitely. You can never judge it by what the scales are saying. You should always judge it by the line of your trousers.
Yeah, and the reason we say that, we're not just saying it out of thin air, but, you know, the numbers on a digital weight scale or a manual weight scale, they can change depending on your water intake, your salt intake, your hormones at the time, your muscle density, your BMI, your time of the month, if you're a woman, they all change, and so it's best not to go by the weight on the scales, but how you feel as a person, how your clothes fit. If they're getting looser, then you're obviously losing body fat.
Brilliant, that's great. Listen, guys, thanks a million for joining us on the show today, and really, really loving the show. You must be getting a great reaction to it.
Oh yeah, people love it, so I'm really glad that people are watching it and supporting us, and we really thank everyone for all the love that they've given us, and hopefully you'll continue to watch the show and love what we do.
Yeah, it's a great response out there. It's been brilliant. All you guys out there hitting the gym, it's wonderful to see that you're all getting off your bums and getting there moving.
Absolutely, and sure, you never know, Dan, we might see you back in the west of Ireland again looking for another male woman.
Oh, you might do yet. They did put a smile on my face.
Great stuff. Many thanks, guys. Well, that's Tamaya and Dan joining us from the Fat Fighters, which is on Channel 4 every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Absolutely fantastic show. And if you don't get to see it, you can go onto the website 4OD as well. It's also an app you can download onto your iPhone or your iPad, and you can catch up with previous episodes and see the very latest one as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to post up the interview as well, because I'm sure a lot of people will want to hear the information again that the guys gave. So I'm going to post it up on my blog, GarryKelly.ie/gym, and I'll also give details as well of how you can follow Dan and Tamaya and Matt on Twitter. So there you go. The Fat Fighters on Channel 4 every Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
Next time on Fat Fighters, Miller the Pillar takes on Jack the Lad.
Give me what you've got, okay? Give me what you got.
But can this 22-year-old, who weighs in at a staggering 22 stone, stomach his new fitness regime?
Liquid hard work.
Garry Kelly on Galway Bay FM.